Now, we're going to now talk about growing your brand with Facebook. And I know Pinterest is like your preferred area. That's your zone. I know you said for this year.
We drive a lot of traffic, though, with Facebook.
Okay, and I know you said, hey, this year it's more of a focus area for you.
Right.
But just for the thrivers out there, how is Facebook... how can Facebook help somebody grow their brand? I mean, why should someone spend time on Facebook?
Well, I read a very interesting article. I think it was in Inc.
Yep.
And it was a woman, and it said, she has a company named, did you see it? Lolly Wally Doodle?
No, I haven't.
Have you heard about her?
No.
So it says the woman that won Facebook. And I think it was last month or the month before. It was like super interesting. And basically, she launched a business and she couldn't afford to buy a bunch of, product or, a bunch of fabric to make these little dresses that she's made. She works in Louisville, Kentucky. She's the third largest employer now in Louisville. Steve Case put $20 million into her company.
Really?
She is like dominating Lolly Wally Doodle. Like, we love you.
Third largest employer in Louisville. That is amazing.
Is that amazing?
That's where my wife's from, is Louisville.
Oh, really? Yeah. It's so cool. So anyway, you got to look her up. You'll love her story. And so she, during the recession or whatever, her husband lost his job. And so she was like just trying to like get this business, start growing in her garage and whatever. But how she did it was she was just asking her friends, 20 people that she had just connected with on Facebook, and started asking them if they like this outfit. And so you've got to read this article. It's incredible. So she was active every single day, asking people about her company, connecting with people, and growing her audience from there. So basically it's a conversation. So it's more of a conversation. You always want to make asks on Facebook. Like, how are you doing today? Like, hey, do you like chocolate or, pineapple fudge better? You know what I mean? So like if they say pineapple fudge, well, they feel ownership in the content that you're creating.
It's a conversation, not you making statements at people.
Right. Oh, it's a conversation for sure.
Okay.
The more that they feel involved and invested emotionally, you want to make those, make them emotionally connected, and that they feel like they're building you from the ground up. And yeah.
Rachel, I don't know what it is, but something feels different.
What is it, Clay?
I don't know, but let's keep talking about Facebook here. Okay. So we're talking about Facebook, and I just want to know, are there any things that I should be doing overall? I guess, what's your overall philosophy towards Facebook? If I own a business, what should I be doing on Facebook on a consistent level on a consistent basis to reach my core audience?
Well, consistently, like any of the social channels, you definitely want to be consistent, like we talked about previously. We want to be consistent and creating a conversation. So I worked for a major online pharmacy, and the only... and my job was I was a conversation starter. So you definitely want to get conversation started with your audience, and that would be anything, and like be extremely sincere. People can smell an ad, or they don't like to be swindled, and that's even with like their time, or you know what I mean, like when they're on Facebook. Like if I'm really sincere on Facebook, I will gain much more traction and an audience than I'm just like marketing.
Let me maybe ask a weird question.
I'm ready.
If it's a pharmaceutical company,
right?
Would you say, so what drugs do you do? Or I'm just kidding. What would you say though? Like what would you say? What was the question you would ask? I
would say, like, depending on like what they were trying to focus on, it was like a doctor's, I'm not going to mention the brand.
Sure.
But like whatever they would like send out, like what they were focusing on, what their marketing initiatives were, and then we would create a conversation around whatever the marketing initiatives were. I would say, it's been several years now, but
would you give me an example of maybe a brand that you maybe are? Maybe your own brand, like the kind of conversations you'd want to have on a Facebook?
Conversations for like this pharmaceutical brand was like, has anybody had their flu shot this evening? Like, or this year. Like, has anybody, do you guys believe in the flu shot? Like, like just getting the conversation. And medical, people will go nuts. Like, does anybody know anything about like paraben-free skincare?
Do you want him to, you want it to be signed by somebody? Like, does anyone know about yada yada? Sarah from the pharmacy wants to know? Or is it just like when you're writing on behalf of a company, is the pen name assumed to just be the company? Or what do you
sometimes
do?
we're ghosters, sometimes we're not. I will often if I write an article for like another brand or something, like another site, I always like to say by Handmade Charlotte, because I feel like nobody knows who Rachel Fawcett is. I'm not building Rachel Fawcett, I'm building Handmade Charlotte. But then there's like that sincere, everybody wants to know who's behind the brand and make that sincere. So I would say be consistent and, and being sincere. Like I posted on my personal Facebook, as well as Handmade Charlotte's Facebook, I said, my son whispered in my ear that he hid the color yellow. So any of you that are looking for the color yellow, I'm just letting you know. And it took off because it was like a super sincere thing. It was but then I posted something about a second post about a thing that I did with a brand, and it was like a product pitch, and it didn't even get half because I need to mix in more of that sincerity.